you making time at this hour means a lot. So tonight we will be learning and hearing from a top leader who will help us by filling our cups. And before I bring him on, let's just invite somebody that we really love, somebody that we think of every day to join us in this session. And let's close 2025 strong, because they say that the way you end your year is the same way you are going to start, is the same way you are going to start your next year. So how do you want to end 2025? Maybe you don't even have an idea. You're just waking up 24 hours, it's next day, and you're not even thinking of, how are you going to end your year. But without wasting time, I'm about to introduce you a special guest, a guest of honor, who will be filling our cups this evening to help us close the year strong. He is the country sales manager for Forever East Africa. Over 17 years of experience in his forever journey with his beautiful wife, and he's top 10, top number 5 distributor in Africa. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are excited, please type 1 in the comment section as we welcome Mr. Enos Salema. Mr. Enos, over to you.
Hi. Sorry. For some reason, my laptop stuck, and then I was unable to unmute myself, and I was unable to switch on the video. So thank you so much, Miriama. Truly appreciate. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing to be here. I'm excited. I'm happy. And we are going to have an incredible time together. We will be talking also, not just me sharing, like quickly going through what has been happening in my business. No. There will be a lot of moments where we will need to also think about ourselves. And before I go even further, let me just quickly put up my slides and get fully ready and start. And I hope everybody is ready. And if you're ready and you're excited and you're happy and ready to learn this evening, can I see a number 1 on the chat? For all those that are ready to learn this evening, can I see a number 1 on the chat? Wow, fantastic. This is great. And I'll tell you one thing before I even go further. There's a scripture in the Bible, and I want to make very clear here, I'm not even that good with the Bible, sadly, but I know there's a scripture in the Bible that says, in Swahili, I get it easily, like many are called, but few will be there, like few will make it there, but many are called. The same way here. We have got how many people right now? Just over 100, just about 100 people right now in the meeting. And I can tell you, maybe this information landed in the eyes of hundreds, not just 100, maybe 1,000 people, but you chose to show up. You chose to say, you know what, I'm going to be part of this meeting. I'm going to make it to this meeting. Oh, thank you so much. Many are called, few are chosen. Thank you so much. I told you guys I'm not an expert, but you see, whenever you are not there, there will always be someone that can help you get there. Isn't that amazing? That's also one amazing thing about the business that we have. So congratulations for taking your time to be here. And I want to also make a very massive congratulations to Miriama. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me to share my experience, for inviting me to talk with incredible people. Thank you so much for thinking of me as one of the people that can train and help each and everyone here to close their year strongly. So thank you so much for that. And I know you are one amazing leader. I personally have learned a lot from you. Your persistence, your resilience, your bouncing back is just next level. So I'm very much honored to be given this opportunity to speak to amazing people from the Southern Africa. I want to believe a number of you are in the Southern Africa. Maybe a number of you are in Namibia, probably. And if you are in Namibia, can you put number 2 in the chat if you're in Namibia? Because I know it's a great time right now in Namibia. As you all know, you have just gotten your brand new office. And what a time to be in the business. I mean, if you're in the business before the office and now you've got an office there, I'm sure you're like, wow, things are going to get easier, things are going to get better. And probably now is the time for you to think really, really big, and the time for you to say, you know what, let me go an extra mile. And let me speak as a country sales manager a little bit before I shift my mind into becoming an FBO, because I can tell you 98% of what I'm going to share this evening is not coming from a country sales manager. No, it's coming from a forever business owner. It's coming from someone that is building the same business that you're building, the same rejections that you are getting, I'm getting them. The same ridicule that you are getting them, I'm getting them. The same tough times that you go through, I go through them as well. And I will share with you some of the tough times that I've had in the business. And one of the reasons why I will share is not to make you feel like it's okay to remain, on the tough zone, but to remind you that, hey, anybody that you are clapping hands for today, anybody who is doing incredible today, perhaps that person was once exactly where you are. So let me speak a little bit as a country sales manager. Now, this probably is going to be like a challenge. This is probably going to be like a challenge. You have just gotten a brand new office, and what do you think is running in the minds right now of the forever management globally and maybe even Southern Africa? What they're expecting now is to see the sales tripling, not even maintaining, not growing. I'm talking about tripling, because if you could do this much without an office, and now we have an office, in the mind of the management is like, okay, now we need to triple what we've been doing. We need maybe the least we can think about is to double. And I want each and everyone here to understand that they have a role to play. All of us, all 100 plus, all of us here, we have got a role to play. We have got, and I understand we've got people that are listening to us from YouTube. I know we have a 100 people limit here on Zoom, but we also have others on YouTube. So hi to the people in YouTube. So you all have a role to play, and take it very personal that you want to make sure these remaining not 2 months anymore, not 2 months anymore, just over 4 weeks, just over 4 weeks. We are just over 4 weeks. These remaining, how many days now? We've got 31 days, we've got 5 days, 36 days. These remaining 36 days, how are you planning to push your business? What are you planning to do to make sure that you're one of those people that if you will hear Namibia has grown, then you'll say, yes, I did something about that. Yes, I contributed. Yes, I had my part to play there. So I want to really pose that challenge to everyone here that now that we've got an office there, that's this time to really, really, really step on it. Now, that's all from me as a country sales manager. Let me shift now to being an FBO so we can be able to speak, eye to eye. And I hope what I'm going to say is not just going to end in your mind, but I hope and pray it can go right through to your heart, because that's where the most important things about your life are. And what time is it now in my country? Now is about 9:15, and I'm in the office right now. And I chose to remain in the office waiting for this meeting. And I can tell you, for me, this meeting is very important. It's very important. And I know you had to give up everything else also to be on this meeting. So I also know this meeting is important to you. And as we continue, because we're going to share a lot of things tonight, we'll talk about how you can start to plan your 2026, and more importantly, the impact of what you are going to do from now until the end of 2025 to your 2026 business. The impact, and it's bigger than you can imagine, much, much bigger than you can imagine. We'll talk about some of the key activities that you can now step into. You can now maybe up your game a little bit on those activities so that you make sure you close the year strongly and also have an amazing 2026. So we'll talk about all of that. And I'll be sharing my journey. I'll be sharing my lessons, the good part, the sad part, all of that. I'll be putting it all together. And the major reason why we are sharing all that is because we know we are all on the same journey. We are all on the same journey. And every now and then, we are given an opportunity to grow from where we are to a whole new level. And one thing that I can tell you, I have been blessed. I know Miriam has said he have been blessed to run this business from 2007 together with my wife there, Dr. Elizabeth. And one thing that I can tell you, for those that perhaps are new, for those that we don't really know each other, since 2007 up to today, this beautiful business has totally transformed our lives. This business has put us in a level whereby we look back and say, if anybody could have told us that where we are right now, if anybody could have told us that back in 2007, there was no way we could have believed. And I want that to be a reminder to everyone here that we cannot even imagine and be fully correct with what is possible long term. I mean, whatever it is that we are thinking about the business right now, the goals that you have, whatever dreams that you have, one thing I can tell you, what you will achieve might be far bigger than anything that you have ever imagined, might be far bigger than anything you've ever imagined. So I want everybody this evening, as we go through this training, open your mind, open your heart. Believe in new possibilities. Believe that the Enos of today and the Enos of December are two different people. The Enos of 2026 and the Enos of today are two different people. And if it's possible for us, it is possible for you as well. And one thing that I believe in, like deeply believe in, and that is something that I even did before getting to this meeting, before, really thinking and planning what should I speak this evening. The first thing that I started with was praying. I prayed for this session. I prayed for you that you will hear what you need to hear. I prayed that this is not just about me sharing, but rather about you receiving. And it's only the God up there that can help you to hear what you need to hear, to understand what you need to understand, and to have the courage to say, I'm taking that to the next step. I'm taking that to the next step. And we go through a lot of things, and I want to speak something a little bit about Tanzania. Tanzania, maybe some of you are aware, a few weeks ago, we went through something we've never experienced. Like for the first time in Tanzania, we are experiencing, serious country instability for the first time ever in Tanzania. And it has reminded all of us of how precious life is. It has also reminded all of us on the power and really thanking God about just the gift of life. And before we continue, I want to really give you that time as well. I'm gonna give each other here like a 1 minute or so, where I want you to think and thank God for being here on this meeting, because I also want to remind you something. You're not here just by your own decision. It's not just by your own decision. It is by God's grace that we are all here. And I want you also, when I give this 1 minute of silence, as you pray that your heart will be softer this evening so that you can receive what you need to receive. Because even the word of God says, don't harden your hearts. So pray that your heart will be softer this evening. And that way you can receive, you can hear, you can be impacted by what needs to impact you. Because it is without a doubt, if we put God first and if we work crazily, we work hard, let me tell you, nothing is impossible. Absolutely nothing is impossible. So I'm gonna give a 1 minute. I'm gonna put a timer here, 1 minute or so of silence, and let everybody connect with your deeper self. Give yourself an opportunity to say, hey, I want to make sure this meeting is not just a training. I want to make sure that this evening is not just a Zoom. No, I want this moment. I want this day. I want this evening. I want this meeting to be a transformation for me. May it give me, a permanent shift of thinking, a permanent shift of belief, so that I can be able to grow, to get to the levels where I truly deserve to get to. So I want to start that way before we go and get into things that are 100%, not 100%, a lot in our control. So I'm going to pause a little bit, just 1 minute of silence. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much. And I hope you feel ready. I hope you feel like if you had a lot of anxiety, if you like you had a big load on your mind right now, I hope you feel that you have lifted it off. And I hope you feel like, hey, now my mind is open, my heart is open, and I'm ready to receive. Because let me tell you something amazing, people. This business, this business is not just for us. This business is for us and for the people we love. And we all have people we love so much deeply. And if there was like a button where you can press and give them an amazing life, you would have pressed that button. And unfortunately, there isn't such a button. There isn't such a button. It takes you having the courage to say, I'm going to push harder. It takes you having the courage to say, I'm not going to settle for less. I'm going to go bigger. I'm going to go out of my way. I'm going to face my fears. It takes you making that decision. And then at the end of the day, it's not just you that will be impacted. It's also the people that you love that will be impacted. And when I think about the impact of this business, it reminds me on how important it is for each and every one of us here to go an extra mile in making sure that we don't settle for less, in making sure that we are pushing harder to achieve the goals that we believe in. And sometimes, let me say this very clear, sometimes to achieve the goals that people believe we can achieve. Because sometimes we can't believe on our own. We need to kind of lean on the belief of other people that they have for us. And it's only through that you'll get to experience things that are way beyond your imagination. Now, as we go on with this meeting, I want you to understand that the fact that we have started with prayers, the fact that we have started with surrendering ourselves to God, the fact that we have started that way, that alone is enough to confirm to you that by the end of this meeting, you're not going to be the same. You will not be the same. And I'm not saying that because I'm going to speak amazing things. No, I'm not saying that because you're super smart and you'll be able to capture it all. I'm saying that because you surrendered yourself and you say, God help me. God help me to see, to understand, to hear what I need to hear. So that after this meeting, when I leave this meeting, I'm on a mission. When I leave this meeting, I'm on a mission to grow. I'm on a mission to get to levels that I even perhaps never thought possible. And each and every one of us here, hundreds of us that are listening to this meeting, let me tell you, we have got just a few weeks before we close the chapter of 2025 and we move to 2026. And one of the biggest mistakes that you can make, this is like huge. One of the biggest mistakes that you can make is to wait for 2026, is to feel like there's nothing much I can do now. I had 12 months to achieve something, and if I've not achieved, what can I do in just 1 month? That's one of the biggest mistakes that you can make. One of the biggest mistake you can make right now is to start thinking like a consumer. What do I mean by that? Consumers right now are just thinking about where they can go and spend their money, where they can go and have fun. Whereas business people right now, they're importing bigger stock because they know these last few weeks of the year are the years that every business person, every entrepreneur makes the most. And me and you right now, we need to shift our mind from holiday. We need to shift our mind from relaxing. We need to shift our mind and say, hey, how do I maximize these remaining few weeks? And how you close 2025, will have a huge impact on how you are actually going to start 2026. A huge impact. Now, one thing that I also know, and this one I know for a fact, the mere fact that you are here on this meeting, let me remind you, the fact that you are here on this meeting, you are already probably doing very well. You're already doing well. You are not like totally lost. Because if you are totally lost, I can tell you, you wouldn't have been here. You wouldn't have been on this meeting. So when you are here, understand you are actually here. You're already bringing something positive here. You are not coming here fully empty. You're not coming here fully messed up. No, no, no. You are not negative. No, no, no. You are already bringing something positive right now. That's why you are here in this meeting. That's why you chose to click that button and be part of this meeting. So then why are we here? We are here because we also understand there's always an extra piece that we need so that we can finish the puzzle. There's always that extra piece that is left that will help us to really achieve that which we believe we can achieve, or that which we truly want to achieve. Because I can tell you, sometimes you will not even have the courage to say, I know or I believe I can achieve this. The only thing sometimes you can say is, I know it is possible. I can't say I'll make it, but I know it is possible. And let me speak to people that right now you are having sleepless nights because of your goals right now. Because I know some of you listening to me right now, you are having sleepless nights because of the goals that you have for 2025. And you're thinking about the time that is left, and you are probably feeling like, should I just wrap it up and just forget about everything and start afresh 2026? Yes, if you make that decision, it will be so easy. You'll have an easy close of 2025. And guess what? When you have an easy close of 2025, you're going to have a very tough beginning of 2026. So choose to push on. Choose to push on. You might need to come up with some crazy ideas for you to achieve your goal, but choose to push on until the last moment, until 31st of December. When we are celebrating New Year is coming, make that the point where you say, okay, whatever that I was working on, I've failed to achieve it. And we are here to remind each and everyone that it is possible. And I understand that. But when you think about where you want to arrive, I don't know where you are right now. You know where you are right now. I don't know where you want to arrive. You know, probably, not necessarily, probably. Now, if you want to call a taxi, maybe an Uber or a Bolt, I believe you have it in your countries. These two things must be very clear. My current location and my destination. It must be clear. If I go on the Uber app and I delete where the trip needs to start and I just put the destination, I can tell you nothing can come. No car will come because they don't know where to pick you up. The same way, if you put the current location and you don't put anything on the destination, no car can also come because they don't know where you're going. So these two things, knowing where you are right now, knowing where you want to arrive, are the starting point of everything. These are the starting point of everything. And I want to talk about where you are right now. Because one thing that I know, every time I get an opportunity to speak to FBOs, I can tell you, most people, they are either of these three. We have got people right now, maybe it's you right now, and you're feeling stuck. You feel like things are not happening. And sometimes you feel stuck because you've been putting in the time, you've been putting in the effort, the activities are there, but for whatever reason, you're not seeing the results. You're at a point where you feel like, what else can I do? You're feeling stuck. And when you're feeling stuck, it can be uh, 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 it can really be so frustrating because you've got goals, you know the destination, but you're feeling stuck. You're putting in all the cards, but things are still not happening. You're looking at your team and you feel like, no, my team, the mindset of my team is on holiday, and yet you need the team to move. You are trying to prospect, and every prospect feels, hey, look for me in January. And you are feeling stuck right now. You are looking at your goals for 2025, and you are like, I'm stuck. I don't know. I don't know how can I be able to achieve my goal anymore. You could be listening to me right now, and right now you are stuck. And let me tell you, the fact that you're in this meeting, you will be unstuck, because sometimes you can be so stuck such that you cannot even attend a Zoom. I always tell people attending a Zoom meeting is about the easiest thing you can do in forever, because the only thing you need to do is to click a link, just to click a link. But let me tell you, sometimes things are so tough, you don't even have the energy to click a link. You cannot even click the link. When things are not happening, you feel like, I want to hide. I don't want to see anybody. When you see your upline calling, you are wondering, should I really take this call or not? Because I don't feel like I'm going anywhere. You could be here on this meeting, and right now you are feeling stuck. Some of you right now are stuck. Some of you are looking at 2025 and feeling like there's nothing I can do anymore. This year is done. Maybe you started the year as a supervisor and you did not even imagine, even for a second, that by November you'll still be a supervisor. And maybe you're still a supervisor. And right now you are like, why? Why are things not happening? And sometimes when we are stuck and we see other people winning, it hurts us also. It hurts. We're not jealous, but it hurts. Like, why is this person winning and I'm not winning? Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I'm not meant for this business. Maybe this business is just not for me. So some of you listening to me right now, maybe you are at that point. Maybe you are stuck. And some of you are not stuck right now. You are cruising. Cruising is like, oh, things are happening, or they're not, or whether things are happening or they're not happening, I don't really mind. I don't really care. When you are cruising, it means you don't mind and you don't care whether you're achieving anything or not, because you don't have any goal. And that's also one of the very bad, dangerous positions to be at in forever. And it's very easy to find yourself cruising in forever. And some cruise, listen to this, some cruise at 4cc a month, some cruise at 2cc a month. Have you ever met someone who is doing 3cc's and they are okay, happy, no stressed at all? They're just cruising. They've left the steering wheel. They are no longer in charge of their business. They're okay with anything that's gonna come. And some of you right now, you're on momentum. You're on fire. Things are happening. Your business is growing. You smashed manager last month, so you're excited. And one thing that I know is when you're in momentum, you gotta be careful with something. You need to be very careful when you're in momentum. Most of the times, when momentum kicks in, we lose focus on the goals. We actually forget to set new goals. And if your business right now is on momentum and you have not set new goal, your momentum will slowly start to decrease. It will slowly start to decrease until you get to a point where the momentum is done, and then you'll find yourself stuck. Now, I don't know where you are right now. I don't know. And the most important thing is not even to tell me. The most important thing is for you to think, where am I right now in the business? Are you stuck right now? Are you cruising, or are you on momentum right now? And let me tell you, regardless of where you are right now, The beauty is we are here so that we make sure everyone can start to grow. We are here to make sure that whatever that you did in October, in September, in August, come November, you're going to beat what you did the past 3 months. You're going to make sure that you close the year strongly. That's why we are here this evening, where we can share the science and the mindset that you need in order for you to achieve the growth that you want. Because it's the growth that will keep you on momentum. It's the growth that will want you to push. And thank you. Somebody said there he's feeling like he's stuck. And the fact that you're on this meeting, let me assure you, by the end of this meeting, you'll know exactly what you need to do to get yourself unstuck. And you will definitely get yourself unstuck, because growth is possible, and growth, it is worth it. And the journey for growth, it is not an easy one. And I want to share my journey, part of my journey. In Forever, we have something we call Chairman's Bonus. We have something we call Chairman's Bonus. And this is an opportunity for you to share profit, with the company. And I want to share this. I want to share this because sometimes you look at me, let's say, you look at me and you feel like, wow, Enos, Diamond Sapphire Manager, things are good here and there. And that's the story you see. That's the part that you see. When you zoom in, everybody is doing amazing. Everybody here. If we zoom in, there's a month, there's a year that you did absolutely incredible. And then when we zoom out, we'll get the real picture. So I want to zoom out a little bit about my journey with Chairman's Bonus. And my journey with Chairman's Bonus started in 2008. I joined Forever 2007, started part-time as a student. By 2008, I resigned from my job. I went to business full-time 2008. 2008, Tanzania as a country participated, or rather got to a level where it can also participate on the Chairman's Bonus. That means the people in Forever Tanzania can also start to get profit sharing checks. They can also share profit with the company. And I said, wow, I want to go for that as well. 2008. And I still remember this like yesterday, guys. Although it's 2008, I still remember it like yesterday. And every time I get an opportunity to speak to people during this month, the months of November, the months of December, every time I get an opportunity to speak to people during these months, I always love to share this story. So when it reached around October, the possibility of me achieving Chairman's Bonus, the possibility of me achieving my goal was so tough. So tough to the extent my fellow leaders, with the exception of my sponsors, my fellow leaders, every manager around me that we are working with, they are all telling me, Enos, I think just give up on this year, focus on next year. They all lost hope. And in my mind and my heart, I'm like, no. You guys don't understand. I want to also be among the first people to qualify for Chairman's Bonus. And I remember I live in Dar es Salaam, which is like the capital of Tanzania, a business capital of Tanzania. I moved from Dar es Salaam to another region, like 1,000 kilometers away, called Mbeya. And I stayed there the whole of December. Christmas, I was there. I did not go back home. The whole of December, I was there. I was pushing for my goal. I pushed to make sure that I also qualify for Chairman's Bonus, even if everybody around me thought I could not achieve it. And once the year was over, 2008 is done, I can still remember, still like yesterday. Back then, no WhatsApp. So we used to have like bulk messages where we can send messages to people. So I sent a message to everybody in my team, thanking them, like, thank you so much for the effort that you have put in, because I have qualified for Chairman's Bonus. And I'm happy that I'm among the first people in Tanzania to qualify for Chairman's Bonus, as that was the first year that Forever Tanzania got into Chairman's Bonus. And I was one of them. And I sent the message to everybody. Now, back then, we didn't have even electronic bonus recaps. They used to send them by PO Box, so it took time. And then we had a success day in early January, if I remember correctly. Now, a night before the success day, we had a meeting with the management and the MD back then. You know, he did a manager's meeting a night before on Friday. And before the meeting, before the success day the next day, on that meeting, he called me on the side. He called me, he said, Enos, let me speak to you a little on the side. You know, back then, 28, I was just a young boy, 25 years old. Yeah. So he called me on the side. He said, Enos, we've received the list of qualifiers and your name is not there. And I'm like, what do you mean my name is not there? He said, your name is not there. Does that, for me, it's like, okay, so it means I did not qualify. How come? I've done everything. I did all the, you know, I did all the criteria. I did everything. I mean, I've even sent a message to my team celebrating. Tomorrow is Success Day. You know, my team traveled from up country. They are there to also celebrate me, their leader, amongst the people that have qualified for chairman's bonus. And little did I know, I actually did not qualify. I missed out on one of the criteria. So I didn't qualify. A full year of work, and then it did not happen. The whole year of pushing, and then it did not happen. And if you ask me, that was the day where I felt like, oh my gosh, do I really want to be in this business? Do I really? Why? How come? How can I work this hard for the whole year and not make it? It was sad. And why am I sharing this story with you guys? It's because maybe some of you right now, you are going through what I went through in 2008, tough times. You want to give up on that goal. Let me tell you something. It's not just about what you are going to achieve, it's about who you are going to become. So yes, 2008, I did not qualify, but the momentum that I had built until the close of the year, it made me in 2009, I was the first person now, this time, correctly qualified. The first person to qualify in the whole of East Africa. I was the first person to qualify. And we went to Nigeria to receive our checks. It was a beautiful, beautiful experience for me. This is me, guys, in 2010. This is my late mom. You know, we don't show you the money these days. So this was my very first chairman's bonus check. And I told people, when I'm getting my first check, I'm going to get it. I'm going to receive my check while I'm wearing a white tuxedo. And I did that. And I'll tell you something, you know, life is just so unpredictable. You know, when I joined Forever, my mom, may she rest in peace, my mom was the one person that really discouraged me to do the business. And I almost gave up because of what she was saying. I almost said, maybe I shouldn't, but I'm glad that I did it. And I did it after like 5 months of starting to achieve success. She also got inspired by my success and the success of my sponsor, who is my sister. She joined the business. And after a year of her doing the business, she became a manager. She went on to become a senior manager. She started to travel around the world. And until her passing, I can tell you for a fact, she has had the best time of her life with Forever. And I'm sharing that because the decision you're going to make about how hard you're going to work, what are you going to work for, is not just going to impact you. You might be okay, but you have no idea who is around you that will need to tap into your success so that they can also live their dream life. You have no idea. So go for those goals. Whatever it is that you're pushing for right now, don't you give up. Go for it. Keep pushing. And the journey continued for us. You know, 2010, we got our level 1 check. 2011, again, we qualified for level 1. Now, 2012, we failed. We did not qualify. 2012. Why am I sharing this? Sometimes your goal is going to be to get back to where you've been. Let me say that again. Sometimes your goal is going to be to get back to where you've been. Some of you listening to me right now, you did 30cc in October, but in September you did 50. So maybe your goal now is to go back to 50. Maybe some of you listening to me right now, you are assistant supervisors, and at some point you did 7ccs and now you're on 2ccs. You want to close on 2ccs. Don't close on 2ccs. Push first to achieve that which you achieved in the past. Go for it. Go for it. You don't give up. Some of you are brand new supervisors. And let me share something here to brand new supervisors, you have got to be very careful. Because with the 10cc supervisor, we'll all agree it's a little bit easy now to finish supervisor. Now, when you finish supervisor, when you have done those 10 cc's, it's not necessarily meaning that you already have a 10cc business. So you need to step on it. And what I'm saying, most people, when they get to supervisor and they kind of relax, they go back to assistant supervisor CC. So if you're listening to me right now and you feel like you've gone back a little bit, I'll share with you a plan on what you need to do in November and in December so that you close the year strongly. And more importantly, you have an amazing 2026. So 2013, we got back again to a check. And guess what happened? 2013, we went straight to level 2. When you qualify chairman's bonus level 2, it means the check that you're going to get, normally it's not below 50,000 US dollars. When you get a level 2 chairman's bonus check, I remember our level 2 chairman's bonus checks in 2013 was $76,000. When you get to restart, yes, it's painful, but remember, you are now restarting with more experience. You can grow faster. You can grow faster. So you keep the focus on your goals. Don't lose focus. 2014, amazing. Another chairman's bonus level 2. 2015, we achieved something that was simply amazing. We got to chairman's bonus level 3 in Singapore. Our check was like number 4 in Africa. Huge check. That was 2015. 2015, that is 7 years, after 7 years of building forever. So imagine you've joined a business and in 7 years, you earn a check which is number 4 in Africa. Definitely you feel amazing. Definitely you feel like a winner. And it's just awesome. Some of you, you've known me from 2015. You don't know that I messed up, not messed up. You don't know that I failed to achieve some of my goals before. And then 2016, we dropped to chairman's bonus level 2. And I remember that year we went to South Africa for the global rally, and I was like shying away. I didn't want to meet other leaders because there's that feeling where they saw you at the topmost and now you've gone down a little bit. And I remember when I met Greg, he looked at me and he said, Enos, chin up. He just said chin up because he could see I'm not even able to look at him, through his eyes. I can't. I feel like I've let him down. Now, why is this so important to me and you? Because every time we've got an opportunity to pick ourselves back up again. Now the story gets even more interesting. 2017, we did not qualify. 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 5 years of not qualifying. 5 years of not getting a check. Yes, we were getting paid every month, the bonus, everything was going on okay, but we were not qualifying for chairman's bonus. And I will tell you, a number of those years, we had chairman's bonus as one of our wish, but not a goal. There's a difference between a wish and a goal. It was a wish we wished to achieve, but it was not a goal. And some of the years we had it as a goal and we did not achieve. Now, I don't know where you are right now, but when you feel like you have not achieved a goal, which is very important to you, sometimes people choose to quit altogether. And when we say quit, it doesn't mean they're going to live forever. We did not live forever, but they quit believing, they quit pushing, they quit going an extra mile, they quit saying, you know what, I'm going to pick myself back up and push harder. They quit doing all of that. Now, when you quit, you will remain stuck throughout. Thank God we did not quit. We picked ourselves back up and we started rising again. 2022, we started qualifying. 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026. By I think October, we were already done with chairman's bonus level 2. Next year, 2027, we're going to receive a chairman's bonus level 3. That means our business in 2026 will give us a level 3 chairman's bonus check. That is our goal. Now, I want you to really observe this journey and understand that if you ever quit on forever, you are just making one of the biggest mistakes ever. If we had quit in 2008, if we had quit in 2012, we would have missed that level 3 check in 2015. If we would have quit because of not achieving here all these years, we would have missed the big check that we're going to get in Dubai. Guys, we're excited with Dubai because Dubai is going to make us richer. We're going to get a check. If we had quit here, 2027, when we are receiving our chairman's bonus level 3 check, we could have also missed that one. So I want you to think about your goals right now, and then I want you to really ask yourself, are you still pushing for your goals? And when I say quitting, leaders, I don't mean leaving forever completely. Most of you here, you will not leave forever completely, but you'll be hanging in there. You'll be cruising in there. You know, you'll not be having goals that are giving you sleepless nights. Hey guys, we need goals that are giving us sleepless nights. I can tell you right now, I've got goals that are giving me sleepless nights. The things that I want to achieve, they are so dear and important to me. And I'm like, Enos, there's no way you're going to let go of that. I would need you to start thinking about the goals that you have for yourself, and you push on. And when we say push on, don't look farther. No. We're going to start right now. And that's why we're going to share with you what kind of a mindset do you need, and what is the science behind growth. Because to have growth, which is the bottom line of what we want to do, to have growth, in order for you to have growth, you need to prepare yourself mindset wise, but also the science. You need both. And I will share with you the challenge, because the first challenge is always the mindset. It is tough to grow. It is tough to move from where we are to the next level. You know, for some of you, your goal now is simply your past. Yes, sometimes the past is the goal. It's not even the future. We have been on that position. Understand this. We did chairman's bonus level 3 back in 2015. And then now our goal for 2026 is to qualify chairman's bonus level 3. Are you seeing that? Our goal now is the past. And then we're going to smash that goal. And next year, we've got a goal of achieving something that we have never achieved before. Never achieved before. And I can tell you, every time I say that, I feel goosebumps. I feel like, whoa, I feel butterflies in my stomach every time I say that. Because when you're going for a goal that you have never achieved before, whew, it's very easy to start giving up before even going for it. And that's why they say failure and success happens twice. First, it happens in your mind, and then it comes to happen in reality. The same way failure happens twice, the same way also success happens twice. So you might as well start to think about the goals that you want to achieve this year, so that next year your business starts on a whole different level, because it is possible. And if you're going for a goal that you have never gone for, I can understand you'll have the fear. And sometimes it's fear of success, sometimes it's fear of failure. You know, I used to really not understand what fear of success is. You know, fear of success is when you feel like, I can achieve this, but am I going to be able to maintain it? What will happen if I achieve it? Have you ever achieved something and you kind of you're very uncomfortable to even talk about that success, because you're thinking, what if I can't maintain? Fear of success. And for some, it's going to be fear of failure. What if I'm going for something I've never done before? Am I really going to achieve it? And everything here, my leaders, you will have those going on in your mind throughout as you're chasing your goals. But the bottom line, understand that growth, it is possible and you can do it. And I'll give you examples. These are real life examples. These are human beings. These are FBOs just like you. Look at this person here. This was January 2025. This person did 11 CCs. January 2025. The team did 5.7 CCs. January of this year, my leaders. And by June this year, the same person is on 119 CCs. The team that did 5.7 CCs in January, by June, the team did 94 CCs. Growth is possible. So if right now you are on 2 CCs and you're about to give up doing your 10 CCs so you can be a supervisor, let me tell you, it is possible. If someone can move from 10 CC to 100 CCs, you can move from 2 to 10. If you're on 10 right now and you want to close the month with 30 CCs, let me tell you, these remaining 4 or 5 days, you can close with those 30 CCs. If others are doing, you can do it as well. It is possible. This is another person. Crazy. Look at this. 0 CCs from the team. January. This is a manager, by the way. A manager who did 4.4 CCs together with the whole team. Basically, the team, was doing absolutely nothing. These 4.4 were all personal CCs. This same person in July, she's on 100 CC in a span of 6 months. And you'll see why I'm talking about 6 months a lot. Because 6 months from now, the most important incentive in Forever will begin. And I need each and every one of you to have your eyes laser focused on that incentive. And when I say that, I'm not talking to the managers here. I'm talking to the preferred customers. I'm talking to the assistant supervisors and the supervisors that you are here. The incentive which I'll talk about, which will begin 6 months from now, that incentive needs you to be on 60 CC, 60 CC. So if someone can move from 4 CCs to 100 in 6 months, you can definitely move from whatever CCs you are to 60 CCs in the same 6 months. It's without a doubt. If people are doing it, you can do it. So the growth that we are talking about, it is possible for everyone. I'll share a little bit about this leader called Kamini. She has totally transformed her business. She has managed to, break through all her leads. She has gone all out. She has been struggling in the business. And crazy thing is, and when I'm saying this, I want you to understand on the power of decision. She became a manager in 2015, 10 years ago. So she has been a manager, and she has been a manager. She has gone through the journey, just like the way we've gone through the journeys, right? And she has gone through her journeys. And then last year, she started to experience some toughness, serious toughness in her business last year that caused her to say, you know what, enough, I want to push now. Now, when you make a decision in the mind that I want to change, I want to push, and then you couple that with activities and you cover that with prayers, let me tell you, there's nothing can stop you. You're going to make it. This was January. This is her business. January 2025. She's on 19 CCs. The team is doing 5.8 CCs. July on 64 CCs. From August going forward up to now, she's on 100 CC plus. If this is transformation is possible for her, why not you? And I'll borrow a little bit of what she shared with us, because she shared with us in a manager's training what really changed. I'm sure you want to know what really changed. And the first thing that changed was her identity. She changed the way she's seeing herself. She changed some of the characters that were holding her down without her knowing. She was an overthinker. Have you ever gotten an idea and you think about the idea and you polish the idea and you revisit the idea and you never really do it? Have you ever known, let's forget about ideas. Maybe that feels like too big. Let's think about the simplest thing ever. Have you ever sat somewhere and you see a prospect and something comes in your mind, Enos, go talk to that prospect. And then you start thinking, what will the person say? What if the person is negative? What if the person doesn't like Forever? Yeah, you overthink and then you become stuck. You don't do anything. So she saw what was holding her back. She was an overthinker. She was playing small. Sometimes we put goals, but the goals are not big enough to make us even excited about the business. If these 2 months, if you are an assistant supervisor, do we have assistant supervisors here? If you're an assistant supervisor, if you can put a number 1 on the chat. If you're an assistant supervisor. An assistant supervisor. Only 1? Okay, more coming. Fantastic. Wow, this is amazing. All right. Let me speak to you, assistant supervisors. It will be like, I'm trying to find the best word, because if I say it's an error, it's small. It will be almost like a sin, a huge mistake for you to not believe that you can finish your supervisor before we close the year. And remember, I've said before we close the year. Now, let me tell you something. The way I understand Forever is almost impossible to just jump from 0 to hero. So if you're thinking about closing the year as a supervisor, you've got 2 options. Either we close in November, and I'll advise you close in November. December, close in November. And if you're not closing in November, make sure November you don't go below 5 cc's. And then December, you finish your supervisor. Now, if you want to put the goal of achieving a supervisor, that's like the least you can think about. I'll tell you straight, you are playing small. You're playing small. And you are playing small is going to affect you and the people you love as well. There will be no best time. This is the time. Namibia, you've got an office now. This is the time. So any assistant supervisor that you're here, do not allow yourself to close the year as an assistant supervisor. Don't allow that. Don't allow that. Go extra, go crazy, lose your Christmas, but make sure you finish the year at least as a supervisor. And I know you probably have the potential to do a lot more. You probably have the potential to achieve something bigger, but do not close the year as an assistant supervisor. If you're an assistant supervisor and you agree with me and you are committing to saying that I'm going to close as a supervisor by the end of the year, can you go put your name? Just write your name there. Put your name there. If you are an assistant supervisor and you're saying, you know what, I'm going to close the year as a supervisor, put your name there. If you're an assistant supervisor and you're closing the year as a supervisor, some of you are going to close November as a supervisor. Some of you are going to close in December. Some of you by first week. And congratulations to all these brand new supervisors that are coming. Lovisa, Melissa, Mercy, Perpetua, John, congratulations. Lepish, Lottery, congratulations. Sophia, Lestuta, Michelle, congratulations. Sunday, congratulations. Anna, and more of you, congratulations. And that's what I meant by, soften your heart. Allow yourself, because if you don't allow yourself to have the possibility of achieving these goals, then you are definitely, sabotaging yourself. So if it could happen to her, it can happen to you. And yes, there might be sacrifices. I'll tell you something crazy. Kamini made the decision, and when she made the decision, she got out of her way. She left her family, and I know she came to Namibia a couple of times, building her business there. And for me, it's not about her moving from one place to another, like physically. For me, that's a change in the mindset. That is a shift of mindset. That is her telling herself, hey, I'm not the same old Kamini. I'm not going to hold myself back. I'm not going to play small, because playing small for her was just building her business at the comfort of her home there and posting like I work at home, blah, blah, blah. She said, you know what? I'm going to break all those barriers. I'm going to move from where I am. I'm going to leave my family. She had to leave her daughter at home with the dad and the sister that luckily were there to support. And she went to Namibia to build her business. And you know what? That's one crazy thing also about Forever. We've got people moving from Namibia to maybe another country, and then we've got people moving from another country to Namibia to build the business. And it will always be my belief, when you're moving from one country to another, it should be for only one reason: growth and expansion. Growth and expansion. If it's not growth and expansion, then you are missing out the point. So where you are, you can make that mental shift and say, no, I'm not going to agree to remain the same. And what I love about Forever is the moment you make a decision that you want to grow, the moment you make a decision that you want to get to a next level, support will be there. For Kamini, it was her family, it was the husband. The support was there. You will have your support. I can assure you, not a single person in Forever will want to achieve something big, something important, and fail to get support. Someone will be there for you. It could be your upline, it could be your crossline, it could even be someone not in the business. So when you are living here with the goals, when you are living here with a mission of growth, when you're living here with a mission of closing strongly, know one thing for sure: you are not going to be alone. You're not going to be alone. And that's why everything starts with you making that decision, with you saying, you know what, I'm going to make it. This is Kamini here. She was in Namibia here and here as well, and here as well. I mean, if she left her family, she went to Namibia to expand her business. That confirms her commitment. That confirms she wants to see things happening. And ladies and gentlemen, everybody who is here, you will need to take some actions in order for you to really break through the barriers. It is you. It is you. You are the one. You're the one that can either block yourself, or you're the one that's actually gonna open the doors for yourself. And we are here to support you. You know, one thing that I always tell people is we'll never let you down. As your leaders in forever, we will never let you down, guys. We will be there. We are not just waiting for you to achieve and celebrate you and congratulate you. You know, we are not just waiting for the recognitions. We are ready to walk with you. We are ready to take that walk with you. We are ready to face the challenges with you. So we will not let you down. You just need to make a decision and say, you know what? I don't even know where to start, but I'm ready. Yesterday I had a meeting with someone that has gone through challenges, and she got to a point where she's totally stuck. So yesterday I met her and we were talking, and she told me, Enos, I need this business to work. And she told me in Swahili, and I'm gonna say it, Enos, nahitaji hii biashara ifanye kazi. Sijui kama unanielewa. That means, Enos, I need this business to work. I don't know if you understand me. That's why she told me. And then she told me, Enos, but I don't even know where to start. But all I know is I need this business to work. And I told her, you know what? That's all we need. We need you to have that drive. How are we going to do it? We will come up with the plans. We'll put in the strategies. And right now, she's on a mission. She's on a mission to grow. She had already started giving up about what is possible for her. She was already giving up on attending one of our most important events in Burundi. And now she's going to attend Dubai. She had already removed Dubai. I bet some of you, maybe right now, you are thinking like, am I really still going to Dubai? Come on, you got to be in Dubai. That's like the easiest way for you and the cheapest way for you to experience the real size of forever. So when you make that decision, we'll be there with you. That one we can assure you. And I know you are leaders. Most of you in here, I know you are leaders. And I know you're blessed to have leaders that are hungry, leaders that want to grow, and you can definitely grow with them. So growth, it is possible, and growth, definitely, it is worth it. And we want to grow these remaining 2 months. Now, as much as we need the mindset, as much as we need understanding where we are right now, we also need to know what is possible and where are we going. And when we talk about goals, I always tell people to think in 3 years. And I know some of you are still new in the business, and you're probably saying, Enos, how can I start to plan my next 3 years in forever? Maybe that's a little bit too much for me. We'll make it easy for you. We'll show you what is possible. And what I'm showing you here is nothing more than a possibility. You can either achieve that, or achieve more than that, or less than that. But everything that I'm going to show you here is a possibility. Now, let's think about where we want to go. Let's think about the life that we want to design for ourselves. And for a moment, let's think about what do we need to achieve in forever so that we can live the life that we want to live. Let's talk about 2026. And I want to speak first to managers that are here. And as I said, you know, whenever I get to speak to amazing people, incredible people in forever, I know people on different levels. Some are stuck, some are cruising, and some are on momentum. And if I am to speak to someone who is stuck right now, I'll tell you, one major thing you need to focus right now is making sure that you are rebuilding your business. And if you talk about rebuilding your business, then you have to make sure by January 2026, you are not operating below 30 cc. And you want to make sure by April, you're on 50 cc's. Now, some of you listening to me right now, you're like, Enos, no, this is too slow for me. Yes, it could be too slow for you. So you pick yours. You got to know where you are and where you want to arrive. Now, let me speak to the non-managers, the assistant supervisors. I don't want to make you relax and say finish your manager in December. And I know you're probably saying, Enos, you're crazy. We only left with 5 days. Let me ask you for real. If I come to your inbox right now and I say, you know what? I want to give you an offer. I want to give you a special incentive. If I come to your inbox right now, Perpetua or Mercy or Levisa, you know, if I come to your inbox right now, Sophia, and say, Sophia or Michelle, I have an incentive for you. If you do 10 cc by the close of November, I'm going to pay for your ticket to go to Dubai. Are you going to do that? Are you going to do that? I bet the moment I say that, you're going to look at me like, Enos, do you mean it? Can we record this so that you don't change later on when I smash this? And then you'll say, okay, bye-bye. Let me go get to work. So what is your goal right now? Because if you don't have a goal for November, guess what's going to happen? December will find you, cruising or still stuck. But if you have a goal right now for November, then you can push November. And this plan that I've shared here is preparing you to achieve the most important incentive in Forever next year. Next year. That incentive is what will unlock the big potential that Forever has. We call it Ego Manager. And don't worry about what is Ego Manager, how to qualify for Ego Man. Don't worry about all of those things. If you're an assistant supervisor right now, I need you to laser focus on these 2 months, just these 2 months. These 2 months, November and December, smash that supervisor. So I hope and pray all the assistant supervisors in here, you're going to smash that supervisor. Now, the supervisors, as a supervisor, you look at your team and you ask yourself, who am I taking to supervisor in my team? Now, if you are helping someone to get to supervisor, you can also challenge yourself to also get to supervisor again without that person, with a new team. And when you do that, you will experience massive growth. So all of us right now, we need to ask ourselves, how do we want to close 2025? Because I bet if you're going to take these goals, the next year, all of us here, 100 plus people, all of us here, we are going to be structured to qualify the most important incentive in Forever we call Ego Manager, which will be called EMARA 27. For the managers, I'll add something for you. Think about Forever to Drive and plan to create 2 managers next year. Now, these goals that I'm putting here, I know you will probably not have the steps, the 1, 2, 3 on exactly how you can be able to achieve. But it all starts with you first having the goal, having the vision, and then we're going to walk through that. It's like when you call an Uber, you need to know where you are. You need to know the destination. You can't know the journey and all the corners that the car will have to take to get there. And you don't need to know. If you say, you know what, I'm not gonna put this destination until I know every corner that we'll need to take to arrive there, you'll probably never arrive there. So first have the vision there. First have the goal that's where I want to get to. Now I've put here an income potential for you 2026. And I know some of you are looking at this and saying, Enos, this is too small. Some of you are excited with that, but I want you for a moment to think about, what will $20,000 do for you? There's something that $20,000 can do for you. What is it that it can do for you? Maybe that $20,000 is enough to get you out of debt. Maybe there's that debt right now which is stressing you badly. And it's not even a crazily big debt. Maybe it's just a $7,000 debt and it's stressing you. And that money there can get you out of that debt. That money there can give you the comfort that you want to get. That money there can get your child to a school that you say, wow, now I'm happy my child is going to a proper school. That money there. That's not the money that's going to make you achieve your big dreams and, all of that. But that's money that's going to make you saying, wow, 2026 was a blessing for me. I am no longer struggling. I'm no longer under stress. Now I breathe easier. Now I can set bigger goals. Now I can chase bigger things. This is possible for everyone here for 2026. But the key here is, what are you going to do in November and December? Because that's what's going to impact your 2026. Can you imagine? If you start January with 10cc instead of 25cc, you are about to lose a lot of money by simply ignoring these 2 months. So these 2 months, my leaders, they are vital, they are crucial. 2027, you go for bigger goals. 2027, you'll start to achieve chairman's bonus. And for some of you, 2026, you'll achieve chairman's bonus. For those that are assistant supervisors right now, and maybe you'll delay to grow, then 2027 will be the year that you will start to achieve your chairman's bonus. and definitely you'll get a bigger income. 2028, you'll continue to strengthen your business. You'll continue to make sure that you are getting your chairman's bonus check to be bigger and your business growing bigger. Now, if I look at this and I add the figures, 40,000, 35,000 plus 20,000, let me try to add that and see how much that is, because I need you to know how much money is waiting for you in the next 3 years. And I know we've got people, that's about $95,000. I don't know what's $95,000 in rands, but that's the money that's waiting for you from now until 2028. So when you go out there and you're building your business, when you go out there, you're talking to people about forever. Understand, you're talking to them about a business that's going to earn you $95,000 in the next 3 years. And the more you connect with that, the more you see how that income, what impact it will have for your life, the bigger you're going to push your business. And the more you're going to be focused and consistent on the activities. Now, we can just speak about the possibilities without also talking about the level of activities that can get us there. What kind of activities can get us there? What are the core key activities to give us the growth? And I'm going to be like straight on here. Number one, every day you need to be prospecting. You need to pick your way of prospecting. And let me share how I prospect every day, because I recruit every month. As much as there's a lot going on, but I recruit every month. Few months would pass without me recruiting. Why? Because I've got a plan to prospect. That way, I never run out of people to talk to. And my prospecting plans is 3 things. Number one, I run ads. If you're new, you don't understand how to run ads, I can tell you, your leader can show you that. So I run ads to get prospects. Number two, I prospect face-to-face, people that I meet. Don't make a mistake of calling a Bolt or an Uber. It gets you somewhere, and you don't prospect the driver. Prospect everybody that you meet, the people you meet face-to-face. That's one of my prospecting strategy. The third one is events. What do I mean by events? I look for and I attend events that can connect me with people that I know can help me, or people that I feel I can work with to achieve the goals that I have. So I look for those events. And when you start to look for those events, you will get them. So your key activities, every day prospecting. Number two, every day contacting. If you open your diary, now guys, here is where the rubber meets the road now. Here is where the fun part, is going away. The feeling good part that I'll one day get there. Now we are putting it aside. Now we're like, hey, let's talk about the work now. Are you contacting new people every day? One of the biggest mistakes that most people make is they contact 20 people and they continue to follow up on the same 20 people over and over again. No, every day you need to plant new seeds every day, because you have no idea who amongst the people you contact will actually be interested to even listen to you, will actually be interested to join your business. So contacting people every day. Do you have a plan on how you are going to retail the products? Why it's important to have a retailing plan? Because if you don't have a retailing plan, you might find yourself not retailing at all. And if you're not retailing at all, it means you'll not be able to coach your team to retail. But guess what? If you are only retailing and you're not recruiting, again, you'll be making a little bit of money, but you'll not be able to have the growth. So we need the balance of recruiting and we need the balance of retailing. And I always tell people, and I love that Rolf Kip also said this one day, that forever, one of the beauty of forever is you can achieve success on comfort zone. I'm putting it under quotes, comfort zone. What did he mean? What he meant was look for your strength, identify your strength, and use your strength to help you build your business. If your strength is on products, use a products approach to build a business. If your strength is on sharing the business, then use your strength to build your business. If your strength is on online, go massive online. If your strength is physical, go massive physical. If your strength is one-on-one, go massive. So identify your strength and then use your strength to help you build the business. The key thing is making sure that you are using your strength to grow the business. If you're not using your strength to grow the business, It's not going to happen. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are a fantastic, amazing retailer, and all you do is retail 10cc this month, 20 next month, and that's it. You're not building a business. But if you are an incredible retailer, you don't stop retailing. You retail, and then now you use your retailing strength to help you build a team. How do you use your retailing strength? The language that you'll be using when you're prospecting. It won't be, I'm part of Forever, or I'm part of an amazing business. We work with people and the people grow. That won't be the language that you'll be using. You rather say, you know what? I'm an expert at showing people how they can be able to market and capture sales online. I personally do it, and every month I retail and make this much profit. Are you ready to learn? Are you ready to follow? Or are you ready to get in touch with me so that I can show you how you can also use social media and make massive profit? Now, when you show someone how they can retail, guess what? They are ready to join because they've seen the market, you've shown them how to. So there, you have used your retailing strength to help you build a team. But if you just retail, you don't use your strength to build a team, it's still not going to happen. Now, some of you, your strength is not retailing. Some of you, your strength is not retailing. All right. Maybe some of you, your strength is on sharing the business. Let me tell you, that's my strength, sharing the business. So what did I do? Every day I was sharing the business with a minimum of 2 people. And everybody who was saying no to the business, I was pushing them to be my customer. That, hey, I understand, no problem. You said no. Now I recommend you to start using this product. I recommend you to use this product. So I opened with the business, and if someone says no to the business, I make them my customer. So I used my strength to build my business. The bottom line is you have to build a business. Whatever that you call a strength, you have to use it to build a business. If it's physical meetings, maybe you are very good with physical presentation, then ask yourself, how do I use my presentation skills to build a team? Maybe you're very good with online meetings. How am I going to use my presentation skills to still build a business? There's got to be, the bottom line is we've got to build a business. Now, none of those will happen if you don't do the basic, if you don't prospect, if you don't contact, none of those are going to happen. And that takes us to personal development. That has to happen every day. The growth that we are looking for, it needs personal development. It needs us saying, hey, I need to constantly learn. So being on this training, I commend you, being on this training, and every time you attend a training, you always leave with 1 or 2 things that you can go and implement and run with every time you attend a training. And if you started this training thinking or opening yourself with the possibilities of what am I taking to implementation, then you leave this training with something that you can actually go and implement. You live with an action plan. So I want to bring back to this critical time that we have right now, because how I wish somebody could get in my hand, in my head, in my heart, and understand and see the impact of November and December. And I don't know why, but crazily, we have had a lot of people that build massive businesses in few months of the year that joined November and December. I was actually observing some of the people that grew massively in 2025 for some crazy reason. They joined in November and December. I joined in December. So guys, your next leader in your team is on your pipeline right now, has not joined yet. Your future manager, the manager that you're going to create in 2026 May, that person has not joined yet. That person is following you. That person liked your post. That person is right now, looking at you, not understanding what you're doing. And that person is just waiting for you to contact them. The people that you're going to recruit these 2 months, it means you're going to start your 2026 on fire. You're going to start your 2026 with new blood. So don't give up. Don't make a mistake of, removing the foot off the accelerator. No, this is the time to push harder. The beauty of you going crazy in November and December is you're killing 2 birds with a single stone. You're going to close strong, and also you're going to open the year strongly. You see, if you push May and June, You are simply growing your business in May and June. But here, November and December, guys, that's like critical time. And I hope you see it. And you will see, I've seen the leaders, Veron's sharing with me the number of meetings that they're doing now. Why? Why? Because they want to make sure they have put the best environment for everybody to be able to grow. So these 2 months, my fellow people, my fellow leaders in here, let's go bigger. Now, I want to talk to managers a little bit here. Let me speak to managers as well. And when I'm speaking to managers, and if you're not yet a manager, just know this will be for you in very few months. And just know you don't need to wait until you're a manager for you to start doing this. Number one, if you are a manager, let me not say manager. If you're a leader, I challenge you to lead by example. I challenge you to lead by example. And leading by example is number one, achieving. If it's 4cc, you don't do it last minute, you do it early. Leading by example is you showing, demonstrating with actions your activities. It's not you advising people to do. It's not you motivating others to do. No, it's demonstrating by actions. That is leading by example. Ask yourself, if everybody in your team starts to do exactly what you're doing, how many CCs are you going to be getting on a monthly basis? That kind of confirms the leadership that you're putting in. Massive recruiting. No one can achieve massive results without first massive recruiting. So challenge yourself. Don't play small. When we talk about building forever business, most of the time you say recruit 1 or 2 people. But I want to tell you, if you want to grow like massively, you need to recruit 5+ people. I'll give you a true story of a lady that joined it was, I think, the 12th of June this year. 12th of June this year. Within those 2 weeks, she retailed 11 CCs and then she recruited 2 people. So she did 15 CCs her first 2 weeks in the business. The second month, that was July, she recruited 5 people. She created 2 supervisor legs her second month in the business. And she did 45 CCs in total. So she became an assistant manager second month in the business. Third month in the business, she recruited 5 people again. She created 5 different lines of supervisors and she did 75 CC. So she got to manager in 3 months. And in those 3 months, she recruited 2, 5, 6. She recruited 6, 5, 11, 13 people in 3 months. You can see there, it's taking it to that average of almost 5 a month. My leaders here, if you start recruiting 5 people a month, if you're looking for like crazy growth, if right now let me speak specifically to managers that want to go for ego, and maybe you feel like it's a tough one. Go crazy with your recruitment, because if you recruit 5 in November, 5 in December, January, you're on a totally different level. You are not where you are right now. If right now you're an assistant supervisor and you say, you know what, Enos, I want to hit Valentine's Day while I'm a manager already. Push yourself to those massive recruitment. Get yourself out of the comfort zone. You continue supporting your team, and sometimes the best way to support your team is by you going an extra mile yourself. That's the best way to support your team. But don't forget, as a manager, don't forget CISOs. Don't forget events with your team. Now, let me tell you, when I'm building this business, I get to experience it all. There are months where I've failed to be focused on CISOs and the team BOMs. I failed to be focused in those. In those months, I feel like my team is scattered. I don't understand what's happening in my business. Why? Because I've failed to do one of the most important things for me to do as a manager. So as a manager, don't forget that one. Don't forget the recognitions. What you think is nothing much is major to that person. So do the recognitions. Create that person WhatsApp group. You might be part of a bigger group. I'm part of so many big groups, but I also have my personal WhatsApp group with the people that are looking up to me as their manager. And then you're setting your goals. Make sure you set goals that will include the team growth. Make sure you set goals that will include the team growth. I want to share something here. This year, when this year started, our goal in January was to do 6,500 cc. And we had set this goal 3 years ago. We had set these goals. I was training in South Africa for the managers convention, and I remember we shared our goals for the next 3 years. And this year, 2026 was the year 3. So this year we had a goal of 6,500 cc's. And then when we went to Dominican Republic for the Level Up event in February, that event made us fully change our goal. So then we changed the goal. And after we changed the goal, we saw the team growing. After we changed the goal, it's like we removed the limitation. We removed the fear. We said, no, we are going for that which we really want. You know, sometimes you've got that goal which you really want deeply, but you're kind of afraid to even say it. And then we changed the goal and we said, you know what? No, this year we want to do 7,500 cc's. This year we want to make sure we are back at GLT this year. And we know for sure when we close this month of November, we will be done with GLT. And this was a goal for next year. This was a goal for next year, but that goal changed. It changed in February. In February, we set a new goal. And when we had set that new goal in February, we started to come up with strategies on what is it we can do to make sure that we have bigger growth in the team. We looked at the team. We looked at who needs the most support in the team. We went extra in making sure that we are supporting the team, and the team grew. And wow, God has just been amazing. This year we've done CCs that we had never done before, ever since we started the business. We had never touched those levels of CCs. We've done it. So set those goals, my leaders. Now let me speak to the non-managers here. You might think this is for managers. No, this is for you as well. This is for you. You could be an assistant supervisor right now, and you've got 2 people in your team. Now, why would you set a goal of 5 cc while you have 2 people in your team? No, that means your goal has not included the growth of the team. You could be a supervisor right now, and you've got 6 people in your team. I know of supervisors with 6 people in the team. Now, don't set a goal of 10 cc's. No, you need to set a goal of 30 cc's. Because if you set a goal of 10 cc, where in the world will you get the energy to reach out to those people in the team? You will not get that energy. I can tell you, one of the reasons why I get the energy to do what I'm doing is the goals. And the goals are the ones that are pushing me. Yesterday, we were doing a training. Is it yesterday? No, Sunday. We're doing a meeting with Forever Nigeria. We finished the meeting almost midnight, started 10 p.m., almost up to midnight. And I was talking to them, and I wanted them to really get in my head and my heart and to understand that, guys, we've got 2 months, not 2 months now, we've got a few weeks to make sure that we are closing the year strongly. And closing the year strongly will mean we are going to start 2026 strongly. Do not allow yourself to start 2026 low. 2026 has to be stronger. Be careful of the distractions that are ahead of you. You know, we are entering the time of massive distractions, and we need to be, we need to be fully focused, laser focused, so that we can manage our time effectively. And one clear thing that will help you is personal development. You know, right now I'm reading 2 books at the same time. I'm listening to a different audio book. So I'm like doing 3 personal development at the same time. Why? Because I've told myself, Enos, you need to get to levels that you have never been. And there's no way this same thinking, this same belief, this same mind can accommodate these new goals that you have. So you've got to go extra on personal development. And I want to challenge everybody, let's go extra also on personal development. As we are pushing the activities, we are also going extra. But there can be no development if there are no actions. Because we don't grow because we have understood more. We don't grow because we feel like we will grow. We don't grow because, you know, we understand we get the concepts now. No, we grow more simply because we are doing more. Simply because we are doing more. Wrapping up these key activities, change your beliefs. Kamini had to change her beliefs. She had to change her identity. She had to look at herself and say, you know what? These are what I call the obstacles. These are actually the way. I'm actually reading a book now. One of the book I'm reading now is called Obstacle is the Way. Actually, it's called The Obstacle is the Way. That means that something called obstacle will always be there and you cannot run away from it. That the obstacle is the way. You know, right now you might be saying, but Namibians, when it comes to Christmas, oh, they just want to relax. Now that you might look at it as the obstacle, but that could be the way. That could be the way for you to start more conversation with people. That could be the way for you to say, you know what? Let me rebrand my products right now. Let me market them not as serious, hardcore stuff. Let me market them as nice, relaxing products for someone that is getting on that nice, relaxing mood. So the same, the obstacle can also be the way for you to excel and grow bigger. So change those beliefs. You'll hear me over and over again talking about massive recruiting because I've seen the impact to myself and also with the people that I'm working with. If you're a brand new manager and you're starting to work with your team independently, you know, challenge yourself to be doing 1 to 2 presentations with your non-managers. Challenge yourself to do 1 to 2 products presentations with your non-manager. And you know, one of the best structures in Forever that we have that I know makes things to be very effective is we have big events which put all of us together, and then at the same time we also need smaller events so that you as a leader you can get closer to your team. And when you work closely with your team, it means you can impact your team with your culture, with your knowledge, with your skills. Then your team can grow, and then when it grows they become independent. When they're independent they can be on their own, and at the end of the day that's what you want. That's what you want. So we need that good mix. We need that good mix of being part of something big, but at the same time, taking charge. So if you are lucky, and let me say, if you are lucky, you are in a team which has got properly well organized presentations happening a lot of times, don't just lean on those presentations. Go extra. If there's a presentation on Friday, you know, the fact that there's a presentation, it means now as a leader, I can choose to use that presentation like my own. And if I'll do that, then I will go to the inbox of my non-managers, not to post on the group. I'll go to their inbox and ask them, have you invited for this presentation? Can I see the list of people that you have invited? At the end of the presentation, I'll go to their inbox. Who attended the presentation? Can we do 3-way calls so that we close these deals? And that's what I'm talking about. You now working closely with your team under the umbrella of the big team activities that are happening. You couple that with all the recognitions that we all know that we need. We all know that we need. Now, as you are rebuilding your business, as you're challenging yourself to grow, remember your team, the people in your team, they want to grow. They want to see things happening, but sometimes they're not really sure what exactly they should do. So it's up to us now to give them the assignments, the challenges that will help them grow. It is up to us to do that. It is up to us to go that extra mile. And with all this, I can assure you, every day you'll be busy with activities that are income producing. Your time won't be spending getting yourself ready. Your time will be mainly spent with actual activities that are getting you to the results. And at the end of the day, amazing people, don't forget, you need to couple that with personal development. I'll say over and over again about the importance of personal development. And I want to kind of bring to everyone here that on the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th, we have got GoPro. GoPro experience will be happening, and you can buy your ticket online. Don't miss out on that one. Those are the personal developments that will make you see how big network marketing is. You know, those are the level of personal development that will make you realize, wow, I'm part of something bigger than myself. I'm way blessed to be on this opportunity. So you need to get your mind there, and then you bring the science. And when you have your mind there and the science is there, things will start to open up. And in closing, I want to remind everybody here the growth that you want, the level that you want to get to is similar to flying a fighter jet. You see that fighter jet there? That fighter jet, it never goes on autopilot. It's never on autopilot. The pilot has to be, holding the steering wheel, focused, never on autopilot. That's not a commercial flight. A commercial flight, it can go on autopilot. We could be 30,000 feet above, and the pilot has left the cockpit, just pressed autopilot, left the cockpit, is out there, taking snacks, chatting with the cabin crew. The plane is on autopilot with 400 people, 30,000 feet. Now I can tell you, a pilot of a fighter jet can never ever do that. And when you think about your business, think about it that way, that you know what, I want to take charge of my business. I'm in charge and I'm going to push for this business. And when we talk about pushing for this business, as I'm closing, I want to bring you back to what are you working on these 2 months. And I know majority of the people listening here, you are not yet managers. And if you're not yet a manager, we just need to get to manager very, very fast. Very, very fast. If you're going to get to manager in 3 months, like the lady I told you about, let's do it. If you're going to get to manager in 6 months, let's do it. But push like crazy to make sure that your deadline is April. Don't go beyond April, because the moment you go beyond April, you are making it harder for yourself to achieve the most important incentive that will be beginning in May. So push, go for that big goal. And think about November and December and ask yourself, how much do I want to put in November and December? I mean, it's just over 4 weeks. We can sacrifice for 4 weeks. We can go extra for 4 weeks. We are not even asking you to sacrifice for 12 months. No, just 4 weeks. 4+ weeks, 4.5 weeks or so to close this year strongly. When I think that way, I'm like, Enos, just close your eyes and just focus on the business. And then you close the year strongly. And I want to remind you all that building forever is like climbing a mountain. I love to end with this analog that I learned from, I don't remember, Darren Hardy, I think. Building your forever business is like climbing a mountain. And you need to own this. And you need to own this mountain and say, you know what? This is my mountain. And I've decided I'm climbing this mountain. And as you are climbing this mountain, you bet, you can be assured there will be people looking at you climbing this mountain and they're telling you, don't do it. The mountain could be supervisor. Your mountain this month could be supervisor, and there could be someone telling you, don't do it. Why don't you just wait for December? Why are you rushing? When someone tells you that, whether you look at them in the eye and tell them straight or you'll say it in your heart, but you gotta say, this is my mountain and I'm going for it. That supervisor is my mountain and I'm going for it. That 5cc is my mountain and I'm going for it. For some of you, it's 100 cc's. And you'll say, this 100cc is my mountain and I'm going for it. This 150cc is my mountain and I'm going for it. This incentive, this forever to drive, this chairman's bonus is my mountain and I'm going for it. And there will be people telling you, don't do it. There'll be people telling you, hey, my friend, that mountain you're climbing is dangerous. We've seen people climbing that mountain and they got hurt really bad. That mountain is dangerous. There will be people that will tell you that. And you just gotta look at them in the eye and tell them, this is my mountain and I'm going for it. They'll tell you it's dangerous. Somebody tried and they didn't make it. They were so heartbroken. They've not recovered up to today. It is dangerous. Don't go for that mountain. Some will tell you that. And you got to have the courage to look at them in the eye and say, you know what? This is my mountain and I am going for it. That mountain which you have, I'm going for it. Some will tell you, you know what? This is hard. This is hard. You want to achieve this by December? This is hard. You want to be a supervisor in 4 days? This is hard. They will tell you that. And you got to look at them in the eyes without even blinking and tell them, you know what? I know it's hard, but this is my mountain and I am going for it. And you know why you need to have that courage? You know why you need to really, really, do you know why you need to have that courage? Let me tell you, it's not because of you. It's because when we started this meeting, guys, we started with praying. One of the biggest reason why I said we have to start with praying, because as we are living here, I need you to understand whatever battle you have, whatever fight you have right now, whatever mountain that you're going to face right now, you have to be confident that you're not going to face that mountain on your own. You're not going to be climbing that mountain on your own. You're not. You started with God, and we're going to end this year in a big way, because we know we have got God right beside us, showing us the steps, giving us the courage, walking with us through the fire, getting us to pick ourselves back up again, even as we fall down. We will pick ourselves back up and we will push. So these remaining 4-5 days, my leaders, get focused. Tonight, before you sleep, make a decision. What am I going to achieve by the end of this month? I don't know if you're closing your month on Saturday or it's going to be on Sunday. For us, we are closing on Saturday. So I know we've got just a few days to close the month. And I know those few days is all we need. And those few days, we are going to push the business, amazing people. It is my hope and prayer that some of you, oh no, not some of you, it's my hope and prayer that someone here, I don't know who is that someone, but someone here, after this meeting, you are totally going to be a different person. I was sent a video today of someone that spoke about me in a meeting, and I was like, wow. When I saw that video, I said, oh God, please, I need one more person to share a video like that after this meeting. So that leader in Botswana was sharing that she had given up on ego manager. And then when we met on managers convention, she made a decision that she's going to go for ego manager after my training. And I'm saying, whoa, I'm sure it's not just about me. God decided that person is that person's time. So let me tell you, I pray that I need just one person here to leave this room, to leave this meeting and say, you know what? I'm going to close this year strongly and I'm going to achieve my goals. I'm ready someone to hold my hand. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to push and make sure that I achieve my goal. I wish I could know who is that one person. I wish I could know, but I can tell you it can be you. It can be you. As much as that might be like some words, but it can be you. This can be you. Now, as I'm about to say bye-bye, guys, I've spent a lot more time than I thought. As I'm about to say bye-bye, I gotta say, I wanna recognize the presence of so many leaders that I'm seeing here on the chat. I truly appreciate, special recognition to our great leader, Veronica Kundia. Thank you so much for being here. I've seen leader Selma. Thank you so much. I've seen, of course, Miriama. Thank you so much. And I'm trying to browse through if I'm missing out the name of any leader. Oh, I see you there, and Panda. Congratulations. Thank you so much for being here. I see you, Esther. So thank you all the leaders for being here. Really, you could have just said this is a meeting for your teams, but you are here. And that should confirm to everyone here that, hey, you've got leaders that are ready for work and they want to push. And I can tell you, it's a blessing to have leaders that are also pushing like you. So thank you so much. And Miriama, back to you, back to you, back to you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Leader Enos. Thank you. I don't know. I had to get tissues. I cried, and then I had to come back and write my notes. And I'm sure we all did that, leaders. And it's our time to close the year strong. So now, as you were taking us through everything from you as an FBO, a country sales manager, and then on how to shift our mindset for growth. And then I was thinking, so we grew up knowing about the Henry Ford, Thomas Edison. Our sons or our kids will be knowing about the Enos Salema. You'll be adding on that Napoleon Hill books, because then you are truly a leader. And let's stop overthinking leaders. Enos had said it all. I'm not going to repeat what he said, but it's time for us to implement, sacrifice the remaining 4 weeks and a half or 4 weeks. And these fruits, we will reap them. And definitely, it feels amazing to be with other forever business owners somewhere in an exotic place. I mean, we just came back from Thailand and we are already preparing for Dubai. And if you are here tonight, it means that you too can make your way to Dubai. Just get back to your sponsor and ask them, how can you too qualify, or how can they work around together with you so that you join us in Dubai. And that means you need to sacrifice the remaining weeks. Let's close strong. And thank you so, so much, Leader Enos. And I also want to appreciate my upliner. A total stranger I met on Instagram, Veronica Kunja, and she came to transform my life completely. I never thought that one day I would be this person, but leader, I'm truly grateful for your leadership. And Enos, my upline, together with Dr. Elizabeth, thank you very much. And everyone who made time to attend for these 2 hours, almost 2 hours. And it means that as few are called, or many are called and few are chosen, you are the chosen ones. Let's run with all that we learned tonight. Let's not relax. Let's start tonight and let's close even this month of November strong. You can be on 0 CCs today, and come Friday, you are a brand new supervisor. As managers, let's challenge ourselves to be brand new supervisors. Let's be 10 CC active or more. You did not attend this and then just go sleep on it. No. So let's do this, amazing leaders, and thank you very much, everyone, for attending. See you soon. Please come with your testimonies. Enos is waiting for that one person to share that story of theirs one day in a certain session somewhere in the world. Thank you so much, and have a blessed night.